What do you think of this controversy about Trump continuing to tweet all the time? I mean, during the campaign, I was hoping that he'd stop it because I didn't think it was working all that well for him. But since the campaign is over and he's driving these people crazy, I mean, I would like to see him tweet even more.
No, I agree. I've always liked his tweeting, and I think the reason but the media is so upset about it is because it's an alternative to their fake news. We do get the truth. I mean, it's a wonderful way to communicate with people. FDR had his fireside chats.
Right.
Well, this is the modern technology. I loved when Donald Trump was explaining how Twitter works to Cooper Anderson during that CNN debate. But this is how he communicates. He has 6 million followers. Actually, I haven't checked in the last few days. He could be up to 17 million by now. This is how he communicates with us. It's direct. It's not, filtered through 17 speechwriters and it isn't poll tested. This is the president communicating with us directly. I think it's fantastic. Plus, which I think it's fun and funny.
Right, exactly. Were you giving Anderson Cooper the needle by calling him Cooper Anderson?
I always get it confused. I don't really watch CNN. It's whatever happens on CNN. Other than that debate, you may as well ask me what has happened on Mars. To the extent I even watch cable news, I hate watch MSNBC.
Yeah. I was just wondering. I mean, that's pretty good, though. I think I'm going to start calling him Cooper Anderson from now on, though, because I'm sure it would really irritate him. And I know you spend a lot of time in South Florida, and you spend a lot of time in L.A. I don't know if you saw the latest illegal alien atrocities in both those places.
No, I didn't.
Well, in Boynton Beach, Florida, which is just south of where we are sometimes, they had a guy who impregnated an 11-year-old girl, and he told the cops it was a moment of weakness, So I immediately start looking down the story in the Palm Beach Post, and I find, you know what I find out now? They don't call him an illegal alien. They don't even call him an undocumented immigrant anymore, or an undocumented worker. They called him, he is a native of Guatemala. Yeah.
Oh, well, I got to tell you, that's more honest than I was finding when I was writing Adios America. It would have been Boynton Beach man, and I'd be suspicious.
That was the headline, Boynton
and just
man.
Keep searching, and the only way I could find out that it was not actually a Boynton Beach man was often these would be stories on Nexus I'd find, a year ago. Go find the court transcript, or if you keep searching the articles, you'd find, when you get to the trial, you'd find a reference to the court translator. But usually they wouldn't even admit the Mexican or Guatemalan or El Salvadoran native. So this is a step up for the media.
Well, I'll give you another example, though. In L.A., another place you spend a lot of time, this Jamaican gang leader in L.A. killed 4 people. He was only killing the Americans. I guess that the Americans or the Mexican mafia couldn't be bothered killing. But they actually did mention that he was an illegal alien in the 4th paragraph, and they called him a Jamaican drug gang leader in the lead. So I mean, I guess there is more honesty even in the L.A. Times, Ann.
Yes, the L.A. Times has often been a little bit more honest. They've been so overwhelmed, surprisingly enough, at least when it comes to immigration, they've been so overwhelmed the state is finished. But, this is a trend in these immigrant killers. As I mentioned in my book, In Trump We Trust, after the Orlando shooting, the Al-Qaeda magazine put out instructions to its, quote, lone wolves in America, at least that's what they're called by our media, to be very careful to not kill other races, and to really concentrate on Christian Anglo-Saxons so there would be no mixed message.
It's kind of hard when you're in a dark gay bar at 1 a.m, though, isn't it, Ann? I mean, you can't really pick and choose all that well. You just have to shoot them as they come.
Well, I think the point was they didn't want any gay nightclubs anymore. At least this is how I interpret it, because the media's response was to say it was a result of homophobia. You will recall it was either, well, they weren't sure. It was either the fault of the gun or it was the fault of American homophobia. But the fact that the guy was second-generation Muslim immigrants had absolutely nothing to do with it, even though he was on the phone to 911 and to a local news station as he was committing the biggest mass slaughter, mass shooting anyway, in U.S. history, pledging his allegiance to ISIS and calling the Boston Marathon brothers or his comrades and saluting them.
I think, Ian, all you need to do, I mean, it doesn't matter if they don't release the transcripts the way they didn't in Orlando for a long period of time. All you got to do is, if you hear the bulletin that somebody has gone berserk on a campus or anywhere, all you have to do is wait to hear the name. And the longer they refuse to release the name of the perpetrator, the more likely you can be that it is, the more sure you can be that it is, well, you know who.
It is not an Anglo-Saxon Christian American name, the ones they're told to concentrate on.